What's up, guys? We're back live. I'm here with Crypto King, and we are going to be doing live technical analysis on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Shiba, whatever favorite coin you got in mind right now. Just type it in the comments, and we'll cover it. But at this time, at the moment of this time, we're gonna do technical analysis on BTC, and I'm gonna have Crypto King take it from here. Hold on, let me step back away from the screen a little bit so people can see what's going on. You know what? I'll hide myself. There we go. Okay, go ahead, Crypto King.
Okay, so we're starting again on Bitcoin paired with the US dollar, and the data is coming from Coinbase. We're on the monthly time frame. So we're still here on our Buttersmooth Media charts. So we have our Fibonacci drawn in yellow from the swing high on November 1st to the swing low point June 1st. So we have we have our Fibonacci in yellow. We have one of our main levels of resistance in red here, and then we have our various trend lines. So right now, looking at the monthly time frame, we already have everything drawn out, so there's no need to do that. We have our touch points are pretty much as perfect as they could get. We have our trend lines drawn. You could see all of the resistance turned somewhat support, turn resistance, turn support, turn support, turn resistance, support, and now we're expecting to retest it as resistance once again sometime in the future, regardless if it's this month, next month, the following month, whenever it may be. We do expect this level to be retested at some point. And if this level between 40,000 and 42,000 is retested, I would expect us to go up to the 61.8 around the $50,000 mark. And it lines up with, of course, one of our trend lines here that's drawn from the January and February candle of this year. We have our two touch points here, almost a third touch point before we broke through, retested the trend line, and then just melted. So if we are to retest this, I feel that we could do it potentially this month, and it would also retest our trend line if we did do it this month around $43,000. If for whatever reason, it takes to this area of confluence where we have a trend line and a Fibonacci level, especially the 61.8, this would probably come through November, sometime in November, so a couple more months for Bitcoin to be around the $49,000 to $50,000 level, which really November feels like it's really around the corner.
That's not too far away.
That's 3 months away.
Yeah.
So that's how Bitcoin is looking specifically on the large time frame, which is the monthly time frame. So now let's go from the monthly to the weekly time frame. Let's zoom out, adjust our chart, and see how things look. So you could see our top. You could see how we've just moved. We came to the level of support at the time. We came below it, retested the 61.8, which would have been amazing for shorts. If anyone was shorting the market, that would have been absolutely an amazing trade you made. Congratulations if you did make that trade. Before we just absolutely melted. And you could see, let's get the measuring tool out here. And let's measure from the time that we hit the 61.8 to now. That is 19 bars, so 19 weeks. We've just been literally on a downward slope for 19 weeks. And now we're just barely starting to curl up the past month and a half or so.
Okay.
So I would really, let's zoom out and see if we see this curling action after a long downtrend anywhere in the most recent time without messing the chart up too much, which I really can't see from here. So really, this is just showing us that much more that everything is good. It seems that we're bottomed out. We retested these levels here before our prior breakout to the upside, which this is, damn near 2 years ago. And the same, you remember when I said we would retest this in November?
Yeah.
Okay, so November 7th, November 21st, we would be retesting it. Look at these levels from 2 years ago. This was November as well. So this was November time frame as well. So we've retested the point of the original breakout.
Okay.
So look where the levels went from here. We're at the same levels here, right?
Yeah.
And look exactly where we have that resistance level drawn.
Oh, okay.
Right from then as well. So I just feel even more so that this level will come through.
Okay.
And again, just look how this played out. We broke out to the upside, we were rejected, and then we just plowed right through. So that's why I say if we come back up to retest this level of resistance,
Yeah.
there's no reason that we wouldn't go to the 61.8. Absolutely no reason. Sure, we may get up here and get rejected, come back down to the 236 level around, what is that, 29,000 before we make that big movement, that big push, maybe up to the 78.6. But it happens in time, man. We're not here to scalp trade this or to day trade this. Man, we like to hold coins for at least a year because our taxes literally get cut in half.
Yes.
That capital gain taxes, man. So I'm happy to just steadily be buying this dump. I mean, we've been buying the dump really since these levels here and just continuously buying, dollar cost averaging. So Bitcoin looks good to me. It looks bottomed out, which at these levels I felt between January really to what is this, April? I felt these were our bottom. I guess that's March. I felt like this was our bottom because we were creating a high, a low, a higher high, and a lower high. But now we've plugged in a lower low. So, we could really even get another Fibonacci tool and put an extension here from this point here of the 28th of March. I'm just going to go over to the side so I could line it up as good as I can. So we're going from the high in March to the low that we just recently had. I'm not going to line it up exactly because I want to be able to delete it after. Let's change the color to orange or something. Oh, I guess that's not very good. Let's
Maybe
change.
green.
You want to do green?
Yeah, let's try green.
Okay, let's look at green real quick. Okay, that's a little bit better. So if you could see, we could really have a Fibonacci extension on the weekly time frame. So we have our high up here around the $50,000 level, 48,451. And then we have our low here that we just put in June. So you could see we've already came up to the 236 level here. We're getting some resistance. So I would expect a movement here to the 61.8, which is around $36,000, which look what it lines up with. Look at my cursor. Look, I have the cursor lined up with the 61.8, and look at all that
support,
resistance, turn support here before we bounced, came back down to support before we broke through. So I just feel like, man, there's nothing but upside potential. And look what everything else lines up with the big 61.8 at the all-time high. So this just shows me, man, there's so much upside. There's so much potential with Bitcoin, man. You just need to be patient.
Yeah.
Put your money in and let it just chill.
Yeah.
Don't get too, don't get too excited. Don't get too, down when price is dumping. Man, everything's set, especially for Bitcoin. And then if we go from the weekly time frame to the daily time frame, let's just take a look at it. I'm not going to do any analysis on the daily time frame. Let's just look at our chart, the Buttersmooth Media Bitcoin chart. I mean, just look how good everything looks. I know we've been dumping, but I feel like we've somewhat found a bottom, and there's nothing but upside potential to come.
And that will make sense that that's the highest bottom from an all-time high, right? That will be the next highest bottom. So if it broke out 69, we'll be looking to retest these levels again later.
A point of breakout. So just like what happened back here almost 2 years ago is before, when we really had this enormous breakout, all of 2020 into early 2021, that at some point of breakout gets retested. that has to be retested. And it looks like that's exactly what we've been doing the past month and a half. Let's see what this is. June. So yeah, about the last month and a half. So, yeah, I mean, I feel this point of breakout has been retested, and now it's time to let's go put it in. You know what I mean? Let's go challenge these levels, especially here around this big level of resistance. Once we get above that, man, to go back to our question from the last video, I guess I should say once we get back above 40,000 and we get some daily and weekly closures above 40,000, I feel we're just going to run. That's just nothing but upside potential for potentially new all-time highs.
So we need to see the BTC get into the 40,000 levels if we want to have I guess bullish sentiment.
Exactly, but I mean, just look, we're at basically, let's say $20,000.
Yeah.
If it goes to 40,000, holy shit, that's 100% gains.
Yep. So if you were to want to swing this trade right now, you will make some good money.
And again, cryptocurrency moves so fast.
Yeah, it's insane.
It potentially wouldn't even be considered a swing trade.
No.
Because that could happen in like a day, literally.
If you catch it on the right day.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's coming up. And it looks like it's coming up soon too, right? If it gets closer and closer to what, 3,000, right?
30,000.
30. I mean, yeah, sorry. Yeah, 30,000, then that's going to give it even more support to keep going up and up.
Exactly.
Climb
Just
the
has
ladder.
to keep breaking resistance and finding it as support. That's all that needs to happen. So from here, we said we would look at Ethereum.
Yeah, let's look at Ethereum because that's been outperforming BTC quite well.
Oh, Ethereum has been insane. And I don't think we have anything on the Ethereum chart. So
perfect.
Good thing for all of the viewers. We get to do some fresh technical analysis on Ethereum paired with the US dollar data coming from Coinbase. Okay, so let's go on the monthly time frame. I just want to look at it real quick. Okay. So monthly time frame looks good. It looks like price wants to just start coming back up to at least challenge these levels. So first things first, let's get the Fibonacci. Let's go from the swing high, which is November 1st, 2021, from which is this green candle here. I'm just going off to the side so I could line it up precisely. So we're going from the swing high to the swing low, which is this bottom wick here on June 1st, 2022. Let's get that as good as we can. Okay, that's not perfect, but shit. Oh, man. Okay, and let me change the color back to the yellow that I like for the Fibonacci, and let's lock it in place. Okay, so, I mean, just look at these levels. It's not... The Fibonacci isn't exactly precise because it could potentially be from this candle body to the candle body high to the bottom wick low, or the wick high to the bottom of the candle body. But for right now, this is good on the monthly time frame. And monthly time frames, I'm not a huge fan of drawing trend lines. I like to do my trend lines on the weekly time frame. But if you look here at this red candle on January 1st, you have February 1st and March 1st. And then you also have this wick here, the top of the wick on May 1st. I want to draw and see what that's going to look like. And the touch point I'm looking at is for February. So just extend it out. Let's get this to touch. And just look at it there. Okay, it's not exactly like I thought it would look, but we're going to keep it on there for now. And something very random, this wick here from May 1st of 2021, let's just look at it. Let's get a trend line drawn at the top of that wick, and let's see what lines up. I'm going to have this my second touch point, which is September 1st, 2021, and just extend it out and see what things look like. Okay. So I somewhat like this because we have one touch point, second touch point, and third-ish touch point here on the wick that created our all-time high. But let's move it around. And now I'm going to look at this top of this wick here, which is January 1st, 2022. Let's make that our second touch point and see what things look like. Okay, again, that's not amazing, but that's not terrible. I'm going to keep it there for now, and we'll adjust it on the weekly time frame. And then from here, let's draw our a resistance level. So right here, I like to keep it close to price action to where we are.
Okay.
There's no reason to draw a resistance level up here.
We're not worried about that one yet.
Right. When we're like way down here, you know what I mean? So you want to look and be more realistic, which I'm looking at the bottom of this wick here on August 1st of 2021. So I'm going to go out here, line it up, and click on the bottom of that wick in August. Drag it out, make it nice and small again so I could see. And then now I'm going to drag it up to the top, to the bottom of that candle body on that same wick. And then just click it out. So again, I use this marker here on August 1st, 2021. I drew it from the bottom of the wick to the bottom of the candle body, and then I just extended it out. And now we have our Fibonacci, we have our couple trend lines that we will definitely adjust, and we have a level of resistance that's close to the price action we're at.
Yeah.
Okay, so now let's click from the monthly to the weekly time frame, and then we will adjust the chart and really just kind of see what we're working with here. So, I mean, I do like the Fibonacci. I don't mind it. It could be a little bit better, a little bit more precise, but all in all, it's pretty good. I will actually adjust it so everyone can see. So we're here. We will unlock it. And we're going to go from the candle bodies down here. I'll bring it closer. So we will put it here where we form the wick here on the extreme low. I'm putting it at the bottom of that candle body, and we still have it at the swing high wick.
Okay.
So again, it's not exactly precise, but Ethereum really does its own thing. But I do like this setup right now, looking at it a little bit better. And then now we could get a little bit more precise. Our resistant level looks good. I like it. I'm comfortable with that. But our wicks, we definitely need to adjust those. Let's get it back in the screen. So we have our first touch point here on this red wick right there, which is more precise to be May 10th, 2021. And our second touch point was somewhere in this level here, but we drew it on the monthly time frame, so it is a lot harder to see. So now I'm going to go with this second touch point here, August 30th of 2021, and just extend it out. So our second touch point there, which, I mean, I like it. We have one touch point here, our second touch point. We have a lot of price action around this level of the trend line. And then we have, when we did come down to this level of support at the time, when we did break out, we just barely went through that level. We barely went through the trend line before we were rejected. And really, if you want to cheat, I mean, you could cheat just like that. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, that still looks good to me, but I like it. That second touch point back here, first touch point, second touch point,
a little tighter.
Right. A false out breakout. It attempted to break out, but it was just straight rejected from there. And then we just melted. So Ethereum, again, looks absolutely amazing. So I would expect Ethereum to come back up to these levels here of the 2,400 to really say $2,400 to $2,500 level. But again, if that comes through, man, we have that 61.8. We have that level there. So let's do a Fibonacci extension on the weekly time frame. And we're going from this green candle here, which is March 28th, off to the side a little bit. So we're going swing high wick to swing low wick.
Are you doing it from the candle or from the body?
This one I'm doing it from the wick at the top.
The wick, okay.
Which again, it's March 28th to, let me line that up, to June 13th of this year, and let's change the color. I'm going to put it white this time just so I could see it a little bit more clear, and I'm not perfect with that wick on the top. So let's do that and lock it for just a second because you know how I am. So with our Fibonacci on the weekly time frame, not our overall monthly time frame, you could see the movement that we've had. We literally just melted. There was really no support. The 236, not at all. We broke through that relatively easily. So I expect that the 236, the $1,500 level, is irrelevant. So what's our next level is the 61.8, and look exactly what that lines up with.
The resistance.
The resistance,
Okay.
the trend line.
Yep.
So like we talked about Bitcoin happening in November,
Yeah.
right, around these levels. If it happens with Ethereum at the same time in November, I would expect the 78.6, which would be around the $3,000 mark. But we all know Bitcoin moves first and everything tends to move after that. So we have our trend line, which is coming from back here. We have this trend line here. We have this level of resistance, turn support, turn resistance. And then the 61.8 on the weekly extension, that would put us at about $2,500 late December.
Okay.
So, being realistic about these time frames, letting the market move and do its thing, that would put Ethereum around the, $2,500 level within about, within about 4 months. So let's save this in case everyone wants to come back to it at some point. And then while it's saving, come on, save to the Buttersmooth Media. There we go. So next, and again, if you guys want more analysis on this, you guys just have to talk to Jonathan.
Yes, talk to me. Hit me up on Instagram at Buttersmoothmedia _ and then also my email, buttersmoothmedia2021@gmail.com. You can just email me questions and things like that. Comment down on the YouTube channel as well. There's a lot of access that you have a lot of access to me. So if you have a question, don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah, so really just get a hold of them on Instagram. If you have any coins you want us to cover, shoot them a message, comment on a picture, or just comment on the YouTube channel, and gladly we'll go over any cryptocurrency that you want. So now, this is the clickbait technical analysis that we're doing is on Shiba, which we did a video on Shiba a while back when we were talking about retesting the point of breakout. And Shiba, it looks like we've retested one of the lowest point of breakouts, which is this level here. But again, so let's go to our monthly time frame on Shiba, adjust our chart, and again, the data is coming in through Coinbase, and I'm going to wipe everything clean.
Start over again.
Yeah, there's no reason to, we have a video somewhere on YouTube about all this Shiba point of breakout and things like that. Here's a trend line. We got to get rid of that. And as I'm moving, I see more things on the smaller time frames. Here we go. That risk to reward setup. See if there's anything else popping up. Okay. So let's just look at Shiba right here on the monthly time frame. You could see when it was listed on Coinbase, it absolutely fucking pumped. It dumped.
It pumped again.
Yeah, the next month it retraced practically 100% of the candle, maybe off by 8%. But then, it's just been downward from there. And again, Shiba, I'm not a huge fan of. It's similar. Not similar. It's basically Dogecoin in my opinion. So really on the monthly time frame, this is where I would draw the big main Fibonacci. But again, it's just high and low. There's no swings to it at this point. So let's go to the weekly time frame and adjust the chart. And from here, I still really don't feel comfortable drawing a Fibonacci. And I would just go from this swing high to the swing low where we are, or potentially to this wick. But there's really not
enough data.
Exactly. So let me just look at it from here. We could really let's get the Fibonacci out. We could go from this swing high right here, which is on February 7th of this year. I'm just going off to the side to line it up. And then we could go to the candle, this green candle body, which is June 20th of this year, and just extend it out and see what it looks like here, that bottom candle body. So we're going from wick, the swing high wick, to the swing low candle body, and just look at it from there. I mean, Shiba just went from the absolute moon back down to the Earth's crust. So I feel you can't go wrong buying it if it's something that you're interested in, which is not financial advice at all. But if you were looking to swing trade Shiba and you weren't worried about billions and billions of trillions of coins in existence, and they could mint as many as they want, then I mean, Shiba seems like a great setup because there's so much upside. So much upside. I just want to measure it because I'm curious. Then we'll continue with the
no problem,
technical analysis. So from these levels where we are now, even just up to this 61.8, 360% gains. My God. That would be absolutely crazy.
Man, you're making me...
No. All right. Thanks for joining, you guys. It's been a good stream. We'll talk to you later.
Look, if you love to gamble, like you
Right.
really want to, if you want to do a big gamble right here, this is it.
Right. Exactly.
Shiba's your biggest gamble, really, because it's already hit those high levels, so there's a possibility it's gonna hit them again.
Right. And I mean, I don't question Shiba at all. Just like I don't question Doge. I'm not fans of either one.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so much upside potential. There's so much hype around those coins. So much money flows into these coins. It's absolutely
Insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So really, I hate to disappoint, but there's not really any technical analysis we could do besides looking at this chart and not thinking this is an amazing buying opportunity if you're into Doge.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than this. I can't imagine it getting any better than this, especially with a coin like, I think I said Doge, especially a coin like Shiba, which, I mean, it has a lot of hype around it. A lot of people love Shiba. But let me try for everybody. So I would expect the 61.8, all of these zeros, 24.95 to be met at some point, which, lines up with the Fibonacci. That's a 61.8. But again, Shiba doesn't move like that. Shiba moves like this. So, I mean, there's just so much upside potential. We really can't even do technical analysis. A coin like this is just a gamble coin. Just like you said, it's to buy relatively low and sell absolutely high.
Yeah.
When you're literally at the moon. And this, when we talked about the last question and answer, this Shiba is a coin, especially if you have a gambler's mindset and a small bankroll, where you could really grow a bankroll. You could put $1,000 in Shiba, and then if it does that 400% gains, oh man, you got money now. You got that 1,000. You got $5,000 now.
Okay.
So
think of it. Think of this as if you're going to the casino and you want to hit it big.
Oh, I'd rather go to the casino. But any Shiba, Dogecoin, any coin that doesn't have a cap on its circulating supply or coins that'll ever exist, that's just gambling, man.
And also, I think what these coins have, honestly, the only thing that they have going for them is that people talk about them. That's pretty much it.
Hype coin. That's it.
It's all hype. It's all people talking about it, and that's fine because it has clearly worked, and people still in people's minds here. People still think about Shiba and Dogecoin. People are not out. They have not been scared off of it still.
But those are the people that love the unrealized gains.
Yes.
Like, I don't know anyone that made money from Dogecoin. I know people that had a lot of unrealized gains in Dogecoin and Shiba that didn't take profit.
Yeah.
That seems to be the following around these shit coins, is that people will chase the unrealized gains.
Yeah, they just get emotionally attached to it, and they
married
to it.
Yeah,
exactly. When the time comes, they're not ready. They think it's gonna go higher.
Right, exactly. Higher. Shiba to penny, Doge to dollar, things like that, and you see how well that worked out.
Not well at all. People just got stuck in there.
Right.
But if you're smart about it, And you know, if you're watching this channel, you might have an idea of what should you do if you get to those levels of profit.
Sell.
Sell. Yes.
Good Lord, sell.
Sell.
Run. Put it in.
Don't keep it.
Right. Especially if you're watching this channel, man,
Yes.
you're learning your fundamentals. You're learning your technical analysis. You're learning to keep it simple. All I trade with is Fibonacci, support and resistance, and a couple trend lines. That's all you need.
Can you name out some of the strategies actual like people like regular traders use? Because it seems like you use tools. People use like a pre-planned strategy that you could just plug in.
I mean, it's not that. It's these indicators up here.
Okay, let's see. Show us the indicators then.
All right. Let's see if your internet will ever load. RSI is a big one.
Okay.
RSI, Relative Strength Index. So we're going to put that on the chart.
All
so
right,
this is the RSI. So basically, it would tell you the higher the RSI is, the more likely we're topped out. So when the RSI is high, you would expect price to come down. When the RSI is low, like down here, you would expect it to bounce back up and for price to eventually start coming up. But the problem with RSI is it's a lagging indicator, just like every single indicator. Anything in here, anything you find in the indicators, Bollinger Bands, whatever, everything is a lagging indicator. Like, sure, it's cool to look at some point. I don't even know what this is, man. I don't know what I just did to our chart.
Got it.
But everything in there is just a lagging indicator. There's no reason to, in my opinion.
It just gives you late information, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When I first started trading, I used lagging indicators. I used RSI. I used what's the damn, like the 7-day and the 13-day moving averages and things like that. I don't use any of that anymore. Anything. All I use are the 3 tools, the 3 drawing tools at that. No indicators or anything. Keep it simple.
Do you use a lot of money using those indicators?
No, it's impossible to lose money when you were buying crypto when it was so low. You know what I mean?
See.
So sure, I made money, but it was also a lot more complicated and a lot more stressful.
I see.
It would be more so you would look at those indicators and it would give you the analysis paralysis, because it would say, okay, the Bollinger Bands are showing it's a buy and we're bottomed out. Oh, but the RSI is saying we're topped out and we could potentially go lower. And the volume and fucking all of that. I don't even remember a lot of the indicators' names now. The moving averages, we're between these 2 moving averages and they haven't crossed yet. So this and that, that's when you get into analysis paralysis, man, where you're just stuck.
That is true.
All right. Well, I'm done whenever you are.
Okay. So I think that's pretty much it for today. Let me get back on. Let me see the screen. Okay. Well, I think that's it for today, guys. We gave you 2 videos today. This one went on even longer than I thought it would go. So I hope you guys found that informative, entertaining. I hope you guys learned something. And if you have any questions, please comment them down below. Talk to me on Instagram, DM me. I also check my spam folder because sometimes people fall into that folder. Comment on my pictures, whatever. Look at my page. I'll put down my email down in the information bar. I'm in the information area. And yeah, just contact me if you have any questions. We are really trying to help people. And I think this is the best time to start learning when everything's so low, because there's more buying opportunities right now. So, just get into it. If you're really thinking of doing it, this is the best time to do it. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.